Hey everybody, welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and this is a special anniversary edition of Sim to Table, the flight sim show that you have never heard of. So we are in Italy right now, which is where Julia over there and I got married 9 years ago today, and we're going to fly from Venice to the little town that we actually got married at. Checking out a few sites along the way in the simulator because it looks amazing. At the same time, Julia is going to be preparing an Italian meal, a northern Italian meal for us as we fly. So by the time we land in Milan, we will have a nice northern Italian meal to eat. So this is the sim view right here, and then we've got the kitchen cam, and I'm going to go to kitchen cam right now, and Julia is going to say hello and tell us what we're going to have. Julia? Hello, Julia.
Hello, everybody. Hopefully you can all hear me. I have no idea if you can.
Sounds good.
So I'm sure tell me.
Yep, sounds
good. Welcome to my lovely 1970s kitchen. Today, the first course today is going to be asparagus gratin. So I have some. Oh, hang on. Gotta figure out where the camera is. I have some lovely asparagus. I bought some real fresh provolone, some Parmesan. So I'm just going to cook the asparagus, like flash boil it basically, and then smother it in cheese, put it in the oven, get it nice and toasty, and that'll be the first thing, and then I will bring that in. We'll eat it in there.
It's our in-flight meal.
It's our in-flight meal. And then when we get to Lake Como, then I have our main entree, which is fish-based.
Lovely.
Oh.
Okay. We're gonna go to sim cam here, Julia. So you're still here. Let's get in this plane. We're in the little 150. So getting married in Italy is a little bit different. We were, we were pretty young, younger than I think we would like to admit we were. But we wanted it to be a fun wedding, and Julia, because she works in hospitality and had done a lot of weddings. There were a lot of the kind of the normal traditional things that Julia didn't want to do because she was sick of them. Would that be a fair way to put it?
I don't know if it was sick of them. I just wanted to do something different.
Yeah. So
not like waste a shitload of money on things that we didn't feel were necessary.
Yeah, so we were always planning on going to Italy for our honeymoon because I love Italy, and one day I just we were going back and forth, and just like nothing felt right that we were looking at locally, or really anywhere. Like just nothing felt right until I said, well, why don't we just get married in Italy and stay there for the honeymoon? And I said it as a joke, and then Julia didn't say anything after, and just was like really quiet for a while. So I went, oh, I wonder if that if she's thinking about that. And sure enough, she's like, well, how would we do that? And I was like, I don't know. So we just looked into it, and found out that it was actually pretty easy to do and way more affordable than you would ever think for what we got in the end, which was freaking amazing.
Yeah. And really, really, really amazing service. Like, I mean, I work in the industry and I had never seen anything like that. So.
Yeah, like everything was done and it was pretty much all just one price. And, you know, we just got to Italy and got married in a 700-year-old church, and it was freaking amazing. So we got married in Lake Como. So the flight today is we're going to take off from Venice, do a quick little fly over the city, actual downtown Venice, because it looks pretty cool in the sim, as I'm sure you can imagine. And then we're going to make our way kind of across the top of Italy, across some pretty famous cities. And we're going to go and just basically circle around Lake Como. The city, the actual town that we got married at does not look great in this. It's kind of one of the autogen building area, like the low-res tile. So it doesn't look great, unfortunately, but it is pretty, the actual surrounding area is pretty amazing. So we'll fly over roughly where Lake Como is, or where the town is, and then come back into Milan and land at the international airport in Milan. We'll fly over probably Monza. I mean, there's going to be a lot of historical stuff that we're going to fly over and check out, all of which we visited while we were there. And then we'll see how Julia is progressing in the kitchen. Julia, can you move the camera a little bit to towards the stove? Just tilt, just swivel it.
Yeah.
We're getting a lot of dishwashing rack in there.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's good. Good.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
All right, so this is the main airport in Venice that we're about to take off from, and it's just Venezia Tercera Airport, just north of the city. You'll see how close it actually is to Venice. We never went to this airport, but it's very close to the town. Can't believe it was 9 years ago, dude.
Crazy. We were like little babies.
And our plan, hopefully, is to go back next year for the 10th anniversary and actually go there. Whether or not that is able to happen or not remains to be seen. Hopefully it will, but that is the goal. It's one of the many reasons why we're kind of taking it a little bit easy this year. Obviously, the main one is the vid.
Yep.
Julia being firmly in furlough town. So where are you at now, Julia? You're just getting the water boiling?
Yeah. I'm just waiting for this lovely pot of water to start boiling.
So if you're wondering why I'm not
watching paint dry.
Yeah. If you're wondering why I'm not in there cooking, I will tell you. I do like cooking. I'm pretty okay at it. I'm good at Italian stuff. But what's up, Citation Max? How's it going, man? A watching pot never boils. That is quite the proverb. So I like cooking. I love Italian food, but Julia is is really, she just became a personal trainer on Friday. Certified personal trainer. That was her COVID furlough project, which is really awesome. And she loves health and fitness in general. So cooking and meal preparation has been a huge thing that she's gotten into. I used to be the one that would make all the dinners. Then she got a lot more into health and fitness and kind of became the de facto cook because she was interested in trying different recipes and meal prep techniques and stuff that were more healthy. Not that I would make unhealthy things, but it was more just an interest of hers. So the meal that she's making today is based off of a cookbook from an Italian cookbook that is focused on what would you call it, like farm rural?
It's country cooking.
Country.
I think it's like Tuscan region.
Yeah, so it's not stuff that's overly fancy or complicated or really fatty. It's still very Italian, lots of pasta, lots of cheeses and stuff, but the type of protein and preparation that that book uses is pretty healthy, relatively speaking. It's not a 7-layer cheese and meat lasagna or anything.
No, I mean there are some.
Yeah, I mean there's stuff that's not super great for you, but it's also it's not too bad. The point is that it's relatively healthy, and she has an interest in that. And she's actually training a handful of people from the Discord right now as part of a trial run for this personal training app, which has been fantastic because she's focusing on Corlez, what's happening? Thank you for following. She's focusing on aviation, gaming people, the aviation and gaming industry, because it's very sedentary, and it's perfect because there's not really a whole lot that out there that caters to those in terms of personal training, health, fitness. By the way, this is San Marcos in Venice, and it looks freaking awesome. Look at that. Oh my god, that looks so good. Oh, that looks really good. This is what I'm hoping this little trip is going to be, which is just cruising around some of these awesome cities in Italy. Venice is pretty dirty and really touristy, but I loved it because off the beaten path, it was bizarre. There is no city on earth like Venice, and it was really cool to be out of the touristy area, and like people commute on little boats, and it's just a bizarre looking place. Very, very cool. Yes, Whiteleg, I'm saying that you don't move and need to get up and walk, or type in !fit and you can see Julia's fitness app and message her about personal training if you want. Corlos, yeah, that is Julia, and she is making some Italian themed meal right now as we fly in northern Italy. All right, so that is Venice. It's very small, as you can see, and a lot of fun, but it was very dirty. There were some of my family really did not like Venice because of that. Like I said, I liked it because getting off the beaten path, there was nothing that I have ever experienced that was like that. It was unbelievable. Very cool experience. Burano were incredible to watch. But my heritage, my family is actually Southern Italian. Sicilian, but I really like northern Italy. It has a very interesting history that is, it's more wealthy. It's a wealthier region than the south of Italy, which is why there's so many museums and famous artists and amazing architecture, whereas much of southern Italy is basically whoever took it over at the time. Sicily was overrun by everybody for hundreds of years. Julia's relatives, the Vikings, thank you, Julia, took over Sicily for 800 years. Spanish took it over. It was,
So you're welcome for your height.
That is true. Julia's Vikings did help out with the height. Corliss, this is a Ryzen 9. What is this? 6900X with a 1066 gig, which needs to be updated very soon. What's up, Evie? How's it going, man? Yes. My dad's uncle was in sanitation and had a gigantic yacht in the Bahamas. Those I don't know. Tell me what that means. Julia, you liked Venice, right?
Yes. I did really like it, but it is really dirty. It definitely was not my favorite place that we went to, but it's Italy. Like, it's awesome.
It's such a historic city and an iconic place. I thought it was awesome. You're right. I didn't think it was my favorite by really any stretch, but I didn't get the same vibe that a lot of our family members got from it, which was pretty unfavorable.
We also like were only there for what, 24 hours?
Yeah, I think we just went through there. Yeah, we stayed the night there, but we didn't really spend a whole lot of time in Venice. It's definitely cool though. No, we had not been to Amalfi. No.
I know. Oh, I go so mad.
I know.
That is the dilemma for 2021. Because do we go south? Do we go north? What do we do?
I loved the Lake Como area. I love that vibe so much, and the food, the culture, the people, everything about it was very cool. Southern Italy, haven't been there yet, but I know a lot of Southern Italians, and it is very much like my family. So I'm torn between the culture that Northern Italy has, the museums, the racetracks, the architecture, the art, the food. Even the food is probably better in the South too. But
I don't know. But you have a whole other, like in the South, you have the Greek influence, right? Because you're more in the Mediterranean,
it's more
so you
Mediterranean.
have a lot of that really, really, really old structures, right? Like that amphitheater, and and the beaches.
Yeah, it's a little bit more vacation-y.
The beaches in the South are
yeah,
really...
it seems awesome. But I also am a huge car fan, and all the car stuff that we didn't get to do the last time we were there. I want to go on a Ferrari factory tour and go to the Alfa factory and the Alfa Museum. There's a lot of stuff in the north. The north is industrial. but it's also very Germanic in a way because it's bordering Austria, Swiss. It's very. There's a lot of blonde people in northern Italy because it's so close to Germanic cultures. The southern part of Italy is, the short, dark-haired, hairy, little bald guys, and that's all my family minus the short and thank God the bald.
Yeah, I don't know where your genes came from because
I don't know either.
You are. I mean, you're definitely hairy, but not like. Yeah, I don't know. Let's just hope we can travel in 2021.
Let's hope we can do it. Yeah, Scooby Classic Alpha is the best, man. That is. I've worked in the automotive industry for years, and I've driven everything from every Ferrari, every Lamborghini, McLarens, Nobles, muscle cars, every type of exotic weirdo car. And I've raced Lotuses, I've raced Ariel Adams, and the most fun I've ever had is driving down the coast in my little Alpha with the top down. There's nothing that beats that. Born in Naples, have been many times. The more north you go, the more impersonal the people seem to become. Yeah, Sled. That's exactly it. It's more industrial. It's more snobby in a way, but that might be a little bit overselling it. But it's a little bit. It's higher class. It's higher scale. There's all of the really expensive, nice big cities are in the north because it's the industrial north. The southern Italy was very, very repressed, very depressed, and that's why all the immigrants from Italy to the U.S. were all Southern Italians. If there was somebody, somebody whose family's from Italy and they came to New York, they're from Sicily, they're from Bari, they're from what's the other? Calabria. Like all of those mafia Southern Italian cities were all the ones that immigrated. You don't see very many people that are like, yeah, I'm from Milan. My family's from Venice. I mean, Venice was the banking capital of Europe for centuries. So it's very wealthy. Therefore, there wasn't as big of a an exodus of that area. Our beverage for tonight is a Aperol spritzer, right, Julia?
Not Aperol. Aperol.
Aperol.
Here, I'll show you the bottle.
My bad.
Aperol.
Aperol.
Served everywhere.
It's delicious.
In Italy. Everywhere we were. Apparently, this is I think, the daytime or early happy hour drink.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's not really
it was everywhere.
It's not really a night time.
No.
Drink.
All right, so this is the beautiful little city. This is a great example of a northern Italy city. Padua is, most people have never heard it, but it is a big industrial city. You can see just from here all of the the warehouses and just how much industry is out here. The land is a lot more fertile, so there's the agriculture is bigger here. Like I said, the influx of money and culture coming from years of Venice being the banking capital. Same with Florence. The Italian Renaissance happened in Florence and built the Italian language, which unified Italy. So Italian culture in general is very skewed northern. So all these cities and meals and art and cars and and when you think of Italy, it's usually coming from Rome north. Very, very few things happen from Rome south. But yeah, this is a big city. I mean, this would be a gigantic city if it was in southern Italy. But yeah.
Try that.
This is a slice. Buonasera, Hawks. Come stai? Buonasera a tutti, benvenuto alla stream della Sim to Table per la celebrità. Io, Giulietta e io, 9 anni. How hard is Italian to learn? I went nuts on it, man. I learned Italian. I learned Italian in 10 months. If this sounds familiar, let me know. I learned Italian in 10 months by learning by myself. I self-taught myself Italian in 10 months, and it's much easier if you immerse yourself in it. One of my favorite movies is Superbad. So what I did is I found the Italian version of Superbad, and I watched it 1,000,000 times. And every time I would hear a new, every time I would hear a new word, I would look it up, and I would remember it, and I would remember that part of the movie that word was in, and it made it pretty, not easy, but it was fun to learn it because I was learning with pop culture. Basically, I would listen to Italian music, I would watch Italian TV, and just speak in Italian for 10 months. And by the time we got there, I was speaking Italian. We got married in a 700-year-old Catholic church, and I did confession before the wedding with the priest in Italian. I told him that I wanted to do it in Italian, and he was pretty impressed. And then all the cab drivers. Julia, what was that like when I would get into the car with the cab driver?
I don't remember. I mean, you definitely got us around Italy, that's for sure.
Yeah, I would, because I love F1 so much. I would just start talking to them about Formula One and Ferrari and Alpha and all that stuff, and they would just light up. If you even try to speak to them, they just go crazy for it. They love it. So that was easy. If I speak to them about a few of their national treasures in Italian, they were just, they were probably nicer than they needed to be, with how probably poor my Italian was. And they were they were complimentary. They were like, bravo, bravo. And I learned, like, the phrase I learned was, I learned Italian in 10 months. Ho studiato per solo mia italiano per solo 10 mesi. I am very, very rusty. I do not speak it a lot. I think it's mesi. And they'd be like, 10, bravo. It was fun to be able to use that, like to go to Italy and then, like immerse myself in it before I got there, and then being there and feeling more a part of the culture was pretty cool. Oh yeah, the scenery hawks, absolutely, man. Okay, we're following the A4, which in English is the A4, and that's the main freeway, autostrada, that goes straight across the top, east to west. So we just in Milan, we hop on the A4 and head east, and you basically just run right into Venezia. So this is the town that we're coming up to right now, kind of nestled in the foothills here, is Vincenza. And like I didn't brush up on the history of all these towns, so I'm just going off of memory. And Vincenza is again another example of an ancient medieval northern Italian city that's very wealthy, huge cathedral. But if you look at it on the map, you can see really how close you're getting to, Germanic tribes. So it is very German. There's actually towns in Italy, in northern Italy, where they speak only German. They're just full-on German-speaking towns. But this is a medieval town. A lot of these towns that they were city-states back in the Roman Empire. So you have vastly different cultures, vastly different language. The accents might be a little bit different. Even though everyone's speaking Italian at this point, but they have dialettos, which is regional dialects, where if you're from Milan and speaking Milanese, you cannot understand somebody that is speaking Siciliano. You would not have any idea what they're talking about, maybe except for a couple of words here and there if you were speaking in true, the true dialect. So a lot of these city-states, you can see that out here you've got just endless agriculture. It's not very densely populated. There's a couple little towns that have sprung up here outside the city center. Don't mind that. It's just Julia dropping a bunch of crap. But the actual cities themselves are very, very concentrated because they're medieval. I mean, these are ancient cities that popped up before the advent of public transportation, before cars. It's horse-drawn carriages at best. And most of them have a city center that has an ancient wall around it. And it looks like these are kind of low-res tiles here. So we're not going to get too close because I think these are just some of the low-res autogen stuff. But yeah, Vincenzo, we went through it. We didn't stop. But it's a very, very pretty area nestled in the foothills here. It's a different look than a lot of Italy south of the Alps here. I mean, there's a huge chunk of Italy that's very mountainy, and but most of Italy, when you think of it, is pretty flat cities. Maybe some hills. Tuscan's got the rolling hills of Tuscany, but this you can see in the background. The snow-capped mountains are gorgeous. The boiling water vanished?
Yeah, it's going in the oven.
Nice. Hello, Maria. We love you too, buddy.
Yeah.
So there is...
This is going in the oven.
All right, so that is... Oh, yeah, perfect. So that's the asparagus that you boiled, and then you put cheese on top, and now you're putting that in the oven. Here, let me go to... We're going to go to kitchen cam. Here we go. It's our first shot at kitchen cam.
Okay, hang on.
There we go. You're full screen.
Sorry, hang on. Ay. Sorry, guys. So this is the asparagus, which I boiled for 5 minutes with grated provolone on top and then Parmesan on top of that. A little bit of olive oil and black pepper. Now it's going in the oven on broil for like 3 minutes until it gets brown, basically.
That's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Cool, Camaro. How's it going? Yeah, that sounds really good. That is good.
Yep.
SVM Fisher, I usually saute asparagus, but that looks delicious. Dude, Italians know what's up, dude.
Yeah, I don't usually get this fancy either, but you know.
We're still following the A4 right now and getting very close to a town that I actually really liked. Yeah, Maria, 9 years. I know, it's crazy. Verona, we stopped there for lunch. We did not spend much time there at all. But it is a really, really cute, pretty town. Same thing. I mean, it's... all these main cities have a very similar vibe. There's a city center surrounded by an ancient medieval wall with, you know, a piazza in the middle with a cathedral or a church or something. And then, you know, you've got the city, kind of the more modern city building up outside of the walls. And Verona is famous for being the setting for the Romeo and Juliet play by Shakespeare. And they have it's such a tourist trap thing. It's really funny, but they've got the balcony, and it's just a balcony, and there's a bronze statue of Juliet in the little courtyard there. It's pretty gimmicky, but it's also in a way kind of charming because it's even though it's not real, it's in this it's what it would have been had it been real, which to me makes it as real as anything would be. You know, it's a fictional story, so why not recreate that fiction in a way that you can, just like the Shire, I would imagine, in New Zealand. You know, it's made up, that never happened. Hobbits aren't real, but when you go there and you see that little town, I would imagine, having not been there, that it's a cool feeling. Like, hey, this is what it would have been like had this been a real story. And that's kind of how I felt in Verona, going there, where it's touristy, it's gimmicky, but at the same time, it was kind of cute and charming and fun to imagine a really, really famous story happening right where you're standing, which is kind of cool. AO02 airstrip. Oh, near the Matterhorn? That would be cool. Did I just like ruin Santa Claus for sled? What are you doing over there, Julia?
Sorry. My fish is not totally caught, so I gotta get it.
Azan, I used and still use the David Clark. I'm gonna blank on the name of it. The H13, I think is what it is. H13.4 or something. It's the standard, you know, whatever it is, $250, $300 headset, and I still use it, and it's awesome. I love it. Yeah, it's whatever. Yeah, it's the 10-13 or something like that. Yeah. H10 13.4. So we had the right numbers, but not in the correct order. Yeah, those are great. I love all these names here. San Giovanni, Lupotato. Very memorable name. It's a little bit goofy. we're still following the A4, the Autostrada. Verona's a pretty big city, so it's gonna be. I'm gonna try to fly over the city center. There's like a little lake or a little river that flows through there. That looks very cool. And there's also, which I forgot to mention, a miniature Coliseum in Verona. And I don't know which side of the city it's on. Oh, it's right in the middle. Okay. We'll see if we can spot the Coliseum in Verona, but if it's a high-res tile, it will be kind of cool to check that out. It's called the Arena di Verona. It's very cool. It's just like a shrunken down Roman Coliseum. And I can actually kind of see the little river meandering right now. I get to pull my DCs and use them for only a third time in the last 19 years. Are you going flying, Eyes? It's very flat, and just tons of agriculture. All these little industrial pockets that pop up. It's a very cool, unique area. Happy trash day, Samesh. Right seat in a plane that doesn't have right seat controls. Nice. Yeah, single PC. Yeah. Yeah, like the Midwest, but with much better food.
Where?
Italy, here.
Italy?
Northern Italy,
Oh.
yeah. SimEdge, thank you very much, man. Yeah, nine years with the lovely Julia. Julia, wave.
Hang on.
You can't have kitchen cam on and not be on the kitchen cam.
Well, okay, sorry. Do you want to eat or no?
Well, what are you doing and where are you? The kitchen's not that big.
I'm at the sink.
Oh.
Washing the knife.
At the sink that I told you to move the camera away from. Oh, God.
Yes.
We only made it to 9 years.
Okay, I think our asparagus is getting nice and toasty.
Going up with a coworker in a sundowner. Sweet. So it's got a flop over yolk? Huh. Well, that'll be fun, man.
Watch the birdie.
Iowa, happy Tuesday. All right, Verona is starting to pop in. You can see the lake, or why do I keep calling it a lake? You can see the river starting to pop up here. El Aldige. Iowa, thank you very much, man. That 9 years flew by. The 15 years has flown by. What do you think about that, Julia?
I think it's crazy.
I think it's crazy too.
Okay, I think I'm ready for.
Ooh, are we in a high-res tile? We are. We're gonna get to see the arena. Verona is a high-res tile. Sweet. Just in time
Okay.
for
Just in
Julia to
time
bring
for
out some
your
asparagus.
asparagus, because hang on, I have to tip you guys down. Give me 1 second, so you can.
I can smell it from in here.
Looks good, huh?
Oh, it smells so good.
Can you all see that? I can't tell.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that looks so good.
It's gonna be delicious. I know it.
And I'm going to break every rule in the Streamers 101 guide, which is do not eat on stream. Thank you, Eyes. I appreciate that, man.
I think this is a special scenario.
This gets a pass a little bit because it's the point.
Because yeah. Also, aren't there people that eat on? That's like all they do is eat on their stream. Isn't that a thing?
Yeah. Should we pivot from flight sims to what is it called? It's like a.
So weird.
It's the worst sounding term ever. I think it's
So
called
weird.
mukbang. Yeah.
Oh.
That's horrid. Thank you, Sled. I appreciate that, man. Haywood, thank you very much for following. Welcome.
God.
This is definitely an interesting one to jump into.
Yep.
It's mukbang time.
That is. Stop saying that.
For true mukbang, you need at least 5 trays of asparagus.
Oh.
Oh, that's so gross, dude. Okay, we're gonna go. The only thing better looking than Kitchen Cam at the moment is how good this sim looks. There is the piazza. You can see the piazza right there in the middle, and there is the arena. That looks really cool. Starboy, what's up? I'm back. What's up, Dice? Randall is here. We're happy that you're here, man.
Bill, do you need a splash of Prosecco?
I do need a splash of Prosecco, yeah.
Okay.
And if you time this right, you can get in here when we're circling the Verona arena.
Well, I'm coming right now.
This rivals it, Eyes. That's pretty high praise. I like it. Okay, we're gonna have to mute Julia here. Yum! Holy crap, that looks so good. Look at Verona. All right, now asparagus is green, so it might get chroma keyed out. But it is getting chroma keyed out. Yeah, invisible asparagus. Wonder if I can spot the Romeo and Juliet. Oh. Oh. So good. Oh, that's so good. Yeah, it's really, really good. So there's the arena.
Pull up. Pull up.
Mitch, thank you very much for following. Welcome. If you're just joining, we're circling over Verona. Do the most Americans also handle Italian food in a criminal food by cutting the pasta with a knife?
No.
Well, most Americans eat pasta with meat in it, which is very un-Italian. All right, look at the arena. It's cool, right? Julia's here, by the way. $52, you guys? Man, you guys must be super uncomfortable in the back of this 152. All right, let's climb out of Verona here. That was enough of an orbit around Verona. We do worse. We eat it with ketchup. Oh. Yeah, that's not good. All right, we're on our way now to Lago De Garda as I get lined up here. I'm gonna have some more of this freaking good asparagus. Oh my god. Breaking so many rules.
Yum.
It is very cruel that you guys can't have some of this too. Pasta with meat sauce. Oh my god. Yeah, the Italians do not eat pasta with meat in it. Spaghetti and meatballs does not exist in Italy. And it does exist, but only because American tourism. Not really. I mean, they're not like traditionally. Traditionally, they don't.
It's all over the book.
Yeah, that book's an American book. If you get traditional in Italy.
I mean, like they eat like seafood, pasta.
It's all on the side, man. Traditionally, it's changed, but largely because of American tourism. Overnight ship. Put it in a little hot box. Kevin, thank you for dropping by, man. Yep, thank you very much. You just missed the kitchen cam because Julia is here, so we don't really need the kitchen camera. But the next meal will be prepared shortly. This timing should work out nice. That fish won't take too long, will it? Okay, Italian rules 1, 2, and 3. Don't call something Parmesan cheese if it's not from Parma. If it's not Parmigiano Reggiano, it is not Parmesan. Don't call something... Oh yeah, and ham, yeah. Don't cut pasta, and most important, no cappuccino after... Wait, no cappuccino after lunch? Dude, they have cappuccinos at, like, every half hour. Yeah, all day long, man. Oh, the best is a post-dinner espresso. Yeah, we bought the little, like, what do I call it?
We didn't buy it.
What's that? The little, starts with a B, right? But yeah, the little stovetop espresso cooker thing. So now we're officially entering what is called, it's a big area, but it is the Lake District in northern Italy. And this is Lago di Garda. It's enormous and very pretty.
That was a squid green. That was
Green squid ink. Man, I'm like totally into this asparagus right now.
There was more. There's like one more.
A Bialetti, that's what it is, yeah. So now we got the Alps in the back here. Lago di Garda, which has a very pretty peninsula that sticks out. This was one of the places that we looked at to go. Can't remember the name of the town that was off the lake here, but this was one of the locations that we considered. It's this region, this is what makes this region so pretty to me, is that you have the Alps right here, which are gorgeous, and then you just have the traditional Italian cities and villas and piazzas, but with these gorgeous mountains in the back. It's so cool. And just the art, that's one of the things that is very cool, is art for the sake of art. Again, because it was a very wealthy region, there were artists that were making money doing artwork. Unlike southern Italy, where there is art within the culture, but it's part of the culture, not art for the sake of art. So a lot of Sicilian art are pots, pans, cooking utensils, vases, things that are like practical around the house that they did in an artistic way, whereas the art in northern Italy tends to be expensive clothes, cars, buildings, architecture, statues, gigantic paintings, things that serve no purpose other than themselves, which by some definitions is art. Something that has another purpose other than itself is not art by some definitions, which I don't necessarily believe, but that to me is one of the big separators between northern and southern Italian cultures and how they look and feel. Cool Camaro. It's my favorite, man. Classic Italian cars are my absolute favorite thing. Thanks, Shoes. Shoes, welcome back to Sim to Table. Yeah, we knew you were excited. Yeah, we got the chain.
Hard.
Yeah. Anime Birder. They consider, at least Sicilians consider themselves a different country now. Siamo non italiano, siamo siciliani. The Sicilian friends that I have are just like, no, we're Sicilian. We're not Italian. We're Sicilian. They're different things. Shoes, thank you, man. You helped bring it back. Yeah, this lake is really, really pretty. This little peninsula right here is gorgeous. And over here, it's just flat farmland, and then you've got, you know, this beautiful alpine lake. It's too cool. Well, my family is Sicilian, so we have a healthy fear. Healthy respect for Siciliani. Yeah, this is freaking good. This is the first time that we've done a coursed version of this, so I apologize for eating on stream. But only to a point. Yeah, that's Garda. Yeah. We're coming up to Brescia. So we're like halfway to Lake Como. And then we're going to go down to Milan. How much time do you think that fish is going to take? Total? Oh, crap.
Maybe 20 total, like
Okay.
cut into
chopping the vegetables.
So a lot of these lakes came from receding glaciers from the Ice Age, so they're super deep, and it helped carve out all this stuff. What?
Your phone is like so deep.
Oh, on the camera?
Yeah. But it was like over here.
Oh. Well, it is Sim to Table, so there's a fork in the logo. If you're joining us for the first time, this is not a regular occurrence. I actually do take aviation very seriously. Even though I'm eating asparagus and having sparkling wine. I'm flying a 152 over northern Italy. We have a friend who's a pilot that lives just outside of Rome that is going to take us flying if and when we're out that way.
Cheese on the asparagus.
Pull up. Pull up.
Zot, thank you very much for following. Welcome. It is, yeah, Julia's eating too. Oh, yeah. And is on cocktail number 2. So it's, what did you say the first cheese was?
Provolone.
Provolone.
Like fresh provolone in the ground. From the...
Yeah,
What
fresh
do you call that?
market, Italian market.
No. No, think like an actual like round cheese.
Oh, I don't know.
If anybody knows.
And then Parmigiano
then-
Reggiano.
Yeah.
Like
Right,
legit.
then, like the kind that you put on spaghetti. Like you put that on top, and then you broil it.
It's amazing. I'm gonna have Julia hop in here right now. I'm gonna go wash my hands so I don't get cheese all over.
Twisted tea and Miller Lite. It's my kind of. Oh God. Hi guys. Oh, sorry. There's a lot of malfunction there. Twisted tea and a Miller Lite. That's like normal night, I think, for me. But today's special. So, you know, we're having these right now. And yeah. How's everybody's night going? Where are we going to? Oh, thanks Torbinator and everybody coming on over. Welcome. Where are we right now?
We're heading to Brescia.
Brescia. Yeah, so 9 years ago, Bill and I were drunk as shit right now. Actually, 9 years ago, we were probably sleeping. Yeah, it's like 3 in the morning. So, yeah. Well, the lady is Bill's wife, so welcome. Yeah, so anyway, we were very drunk, really happy. We had a deliciously No, we're not plastered. No. Not yet. And I am not piloting anything. I'm just in charge of cooking today.
Nobody is my
Yeah. So I can drink whatever I want because I'm the cook. Yeah. What was your favorite place we went to?
Like,
That was your favorite place in that whole trip.
I don't know. We went to 2.
I mean, Rome is probably, like, I love Florence, but we did it totally wrong. And it was like, I am on board.
We didn't do it wrong. We just did it.
Well, we did. I mean, I would have loved to go to all the museums, but they were all closed because we were there on a Monday, and nothing in Italy is open on Mondays. There you go. Insider tip. And then... No, Florence is so awesome. Although, my one thing about Florence that I will remember for the rest of my life was the bread there does not have salt. It's it's how they make it. They don't put any salt in there. So when we were in Florence, it was like rainy and overcast and not super nice, and I wasn't really feeling that well. Like, I had a little cold. So we went to this little restaurant and got, something to eat, and we had bread. It's like, I legit was like, are my senses gone, or what's wrong with this bread? Because it just tastes like nothing. It's like a communion wafer.
And we didn't find out until way after the fact that, like, we just brought it up to somebody, like, hey, the bread in Florence was crap. Like, oh yeah, they don't put salt in it in Florence.
So there's your tip. But it's like only in that little
It's only
region.
in Florence.
Yeah, it's only there.
Yeah.
Because everywhere else we went. Yes, you're right. Colcamaro. Yes. That is true. But I loved Rome. Rome was so fun.
Okay, let me just jump in here and say that we're coming up to Brescia, which is there's a city center. I think this is going to be a low-res version of this city, but this is where the start of the Mille Miglia is every year. So this is for a car guy, Brescia is a very famous city. Buongiorno Brescia! Sing us something in Italian.
Oh God, no. I don't sing. I don't sing.
C'è la luna mezza verde, mamma mia, mi malidade. Picchia mia, cuperale, mamma mia, pensaci tu.
Bill, you're like shaking the floor. Yeah, well, Lago de Como was definitely... I think the best part about that was it was like not touristy at all.
Those are the best parts.
That and the one that we went to where they didn't speak any English.
Lago de Bracciano.
Yeah. That was... It's like, how far away from Rome? An hour?
Anime Birder used to sing opera 20 years ago.
You did? That's crazy. Okay. I'm going back to cook the dinner. See y'all in the
Tu lasci sta.
Hey, bird. Whoa, buddy. Welcome back.
Cool Camaro, thank you, man. 4 months, I appreciate that. Le donne mobile. That's the only part of that song that I know. Qual più derantasi, holinta, something, something. La rinta, rentara. La la, that was another one of the techniques that I used to learn Italian, was actually listening to Italian songs and learning the lyrics of the song, because I for whatever reason can remember lyrics to songs more than probably anything. Even if I don't know what the words are, I remember the sounds that they make. So, which was perfect for learning a language. So I would learn a song, I would know all the lyrics to a song in Italian, and I would have no idea what any of the words were. So since I remembered all of the words, all I had to do is assign a meaning to them, and then I would remember that. It was super, super effective. There was this one beginning to a song. Let's see if I can find it. I don't want to. I am sure it's not copywritten, but let's see. Presidente.
Pull up. Pull up.
I can't remember. I don't remember even what the name of it is. Yamaha, 12th man. Thank you very much for following. But the beginning of it was Io, Gigi, sono nato e vivo in Milano. Io non mi sento italiano, ma per fortuna purtroppo io sono. I had no idea what that meant, but I memorized the whole thing as part of the intro to this song. And then when I went to actually learn the words, I would just take it one chunk at a time and learn, okay, sono nato e vivo in Milano. Okay, what does that mean? And I okay, sono nato, I was born and live, e vivo in Milano, I was born and live in Milan. Cool. Io non mi sento italiano. What the hell does that mean? I don't feel Italian. Okay, cool. And then I would just keep building from there. We're going to turn on kitchen cam here just to see what Julia is up to. Yeah, I think that's what it is, right? Io non mi sento italiano, ma per fortuna purtroppo lo son. Me non vai pace, something, nothing. Yeah, oh. Anime Birder, you got it.
Io, Gigi.
Sono nato e vivo in Milano. Yep. Mi scusi, Presidente? Era sono colpa mia. A questa nostra patria la so che cosa sia. Let's get... Okay, Julia, you are back with us on audio.
Oh, hey.
Is that exciting or what?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Great.
Alright, so this is the lyric, right? Mi scusi, Presidente, non per colpa mia, ma questa nostra patria non so che cosa sia. Puoi darsi che mi spagli? That is a weird word to say. Spagli? If you're not speaking Italian all the time, that's a hard one to do. Che sia una bella idea, ma temo che diventi de brutta poesia. Love it. Alright, here is one of the other large lakes in Italy, and you can see out there, it might be hard to make out, but there is a little tiny island out there, and if you can guess the name of that lake, It is Island Lake. Yeah, it's Lago de Iseo, and there's a little Monte Isola out there. Very pretty. We already got to Brescia, and we're coming up to Bergamo. So Bergamo is a like Milan. I don't know what you would. How do you describe it compared to Milan? Like what would be a good example of it? It's like if Milan is New York, Bergamo is like Jersey City. It's very industrial. It's relatively new. Obviously, they all have their their roots in medieval. They're all medieval cities, so there is a city center and a piazza and all that stuff. So that was on our way on the A4 out to Venezia, and there was a company that I was working with, a partner of the company I was working with that did Lotus parts, and I stopped by there, and it was like around lunchtime, and like everybody was sleeping. Oh my god, it's so funny. No, I do not live in Italy. It is, if you're new tonight, welcome. This is Sim to Table, and it is my wife and I, Julia, who is right there in the kitchen. Say hi, Julia. Wave. Hello. It's our 9th anniversary, and we got married in Italy. So we're flying to the town that we got married at, while Julia prepares a northern Italian themed meal. We just had the first course, which was cheese-topped asparagus. Holy crap, that was good. And for our segundo piata, it's... Can you say it, Julia?
Segundo, primo or whatever.
Primo is
Right.
first.
What's like main? There's a word for that.
What is the actual dish? What is it
Dish.
called? Julia?
Guazzetto de pesce.
Guazzetto.
Guazzetto.
It's a T. The two T's make a T sound.
Bill.
Anime Birder. Congratulations, man. 10th anniversary in May. That's exciting. Guazzetto
Fish-
di pesce.
Can you stop interrupting me?
Fish
It's
fillets.
Fish fillets with beans and tomatoes.
It sounds delicious. So we're getting into kind of the suburbs of Milan right now, and this is Bergamo. And the shop, I mean, it's just very, just industrial. It's just industrial. It's a cod. Yeah, the fish is a cod. It's pretty good. Yeah, and we'll go over to Kitchen Cam once Julia's putting together the actual ingredients right now, so you can see how she's making it. Right now, she is reading. How's that going, Julia?
It's great.
Good.
Oh shoot. I thought I had a Pinot Grigio in here.
Do you not have a Pinot Grigio?
No, but I have white wine and it'll be fine.
Anniversary
No
ruined.
Definitely not.
No, definitely not, indeed. Yep, definitely not. Well, I will, if you are new here, thank you for joining. If you're lurking in the chat, hello, come say hi. Well, let me just say what normally you'll see on this channel as Nightbot syncs up all of its little timer things, which is annoying when Nightbot does that. But my name is Bill. I am a private pilot working on my instrument rating very slowly out of John Wayne. Simage High, Java Summer High. I fly out of John Wayne Airport in Orange County, California, where we're clearly not at the moment. And then that is Julia. That's on Kitchen Cam, Julia's Kitchen Cam. And she is a furloughed hospitality professional that just became a personal trainer, certified personal trainer. So she has been working really hard on getting that certification. She's loved fitness for a long time. She did the LA Marathon. She put up with all my workout crap playing basketball through college. And this transition basically in lifestyle that we've done as a result of being in the aviation community. The timing worked out where she became a personal trainer, and I'm like, well, frick, everybody that we know, talk to, and hang out is very sedentary, professionally or personally. We spend a lot of time sitting at our computer desks on flight simulators, spend a lot of time sitting in airplanes, stuck in hotels throughout the country. So why not focus some energy on providing, a personal training platform for those industries, particularly when all the gyms are closed. It's impossible to find a good workout, which is like why things like Peloton have taken off right now, because it's so much easier to do that than, at home, than it would be to find a gym that's open or do it yourself. So she is going to be a little bit more active in trying to help get that out. So you go to I added ! fit here, and this is an app that she has. I mean, it's an app for a lot of personal trainers, but check it out, and you can message her on there. I don't know if you can message without an account. Do you know, Julia?
Yeah.
You can send a message without signing up, right?
It should say, like, when you first go on there, like, send a message. Okay.
Yeah. So you can send her a message on there if you have any questions, or if you just want to check out what it might be like. It's very cool. And then ! Julia will send you to her social media stuff, and you can also ask her questions there. She's active on that and can answer any questions about if you're thinking about it. If you are a pilot and you're traveling a lot, you're a simmer or a gamer and you're sitting a lot, you don't have a lot of time, you don't have hundreds of dollars a month to spend on a personal trainer, just message her and say, hey, could you tell me more about whatever. I'm looking to lose weight, gain muscle, get in better shape, I've got my hip hurts, or whatever the case may be. Just ask her, and especially that she's recently certified, it'll help keep her keep all that stuff fresh, basically, and it'll be good experience for her to talk to you guys about that stuff, and also hopefully beneficial for you guys as well. And perfect timing after all of that. Oh, and join the Discord, for the love of God. I should have even led with that. I buried the lead there. If you join the Discord, all your problems will be solved. I think that's a guarantee in the Discord. We're trying to hit 1,000. Trying to hit 1,000 members before the weekend, and we're really close. So Yeah, Cool Camaro. The Discord has solved all of Cool Camaro's life problems. That has happened many times. All right, I'm gonna take a little tiny detour because I think I'm actually very close here. So that is Lake Como out in the distance right there. That's the southeastern tip of Lake Como, and that tells me that we're very close to one of the world's greatest treasures. Actually, we're not that close. But we might as well go check it out anyway. I think it's over here. We'll try to find it. Yeah, there are a lot of lakes named after. It's such an iconic place, my god. There is no place on earth like it. It's pretty amazing. Julia flew to Interlagos last night in Sao Paulo, which is the F1 track in Brazil. And now we're gonna find Monza. Been to Lake Como in St. Paul, Lake Como in Orlando. Yeah, they look nothing like this. SimEdge sent Julia a message. Awesome, man. Yeah, thanks.
Sweet.
Yeah, she's excited. She has been very appreciative of the community and obviously of, like, I don't want to say but of me, like, giving her a Discord channel, and because I really, as a former athlete, working out it's really hard to work out without a motivation. And if you have a certain lifestyle like pilots do that kind of necessitate unhealthy activity or lack of activity, or however you want to phrase that, it's really tough to get going again and getting out of that rut. So I think there's something there that Julia could tap into that would be really beneficial for everybody. So yeah, it's not good. Sitting around is not good. Is the Pope in residence at Gandolfo? Yeah, we'll see if the old Monza circuit is visible. Java, it is not about that. It is just about sitting. You can be thin and sit all day long, and it's still not going to be healthy. It is not good, and part of that is motivation. So what Julia created was a group.
Well, Java's doing it.
Oh yeah. So Java knows. Yeah. So Java is part of the group.
I mean, not to call you out, but
it's in Java, like, you can as Bill Sweats tries to backpedal, I will not backpedal from that. But yeah, it's a group of Discord members that are working out together, and it's just motivation to get moving, and it's really not, I don't ever think it's about necessarily losing weight. Right, Julia? I mean, it's not, that's, when it's successful, that's never the goal.
yeah, it's not. I mean, it should be more about, like, where are you gonna be happy, I guess. I don't know, like, how do I explain that?
Oh, I think there's Monza.
Like, I just...
yeah, there it is. I can spot... I love when you can spot a racetrack, like, so easily, just where you can see a turn. Like, holy crap, there's Parabolica. Like there's freaking Parabolica, and the Lesmos. How about that for a corner name? What's up, Chris? Used to be 275 down to 230, but I also just feel happier, like the energy to go follow my outdoor hobbies. Right, and it's
I mean, that is really what it's about. Like, can you do all the things that you want to do and enjoy them and feel happy about yourself? Because it really isn't about weight. I mean, it is and it isn't, but it's more about like just getting yourself to move every day or every other day. That's like the biggest thing. And if anybody in here is listening or kind of like on the fence or nervous, like, don't be nervous, because one, we've all been there, and two, like, I'm not like some crazy personal trainer that's gonna yell at you or, like shame you, or like, my goal is to make it fun so that you want to do it and you want to, like, I'm not Bill can attest that, like, I'm not a yelling person. It's not really in my nature. So if you have any questions, like, don't be afraid. Even if you don't do it, just, if you have any questions, reach out.
that looks, oh my god, Monza looks so cool. I love that. Okay, so there is Monza, and now we're gonna turn north to hit up Lake Como.
Okay, I am
love that track.
making the stuff.
You're going for it?
Yeah.
All right, we are turning towards Lecco.
Okay.
Did you know that, Julia?
No, I didn't.
Okay, well now you know that. So what do you want?
Well, I'm just telling you, I'm making.
And I'm just telling you that we're leaving Monza for Lecco.
Great. So what do you want to do?
Just tell you that.
Okay.
I have not seen the Circuit of Americas, but yeah, that would be hopefully it's high res. Yeah, so what racetracks have we been to so far in the sim? I haven't been to that many. I have not done a racetrack tour. We did Interlagos. We did Monza now. Did I do Laguna Seca? Can we get a Bill lends a hand in the kitchen cam? Yeah, I'll help. I will help. I said I like cooking. I like it. Man, this is the freeway, the road that you take from Milan into Lake Como, and it looks exactly like it. So we're now heading towards the town that we actually got married at. And it is not depicted well in this sim, unfortunately, but it is absolutely insanely gorgeous. God, it's so nice. It's such a beautiful place. I can't recommend Lake Como enough if you're just wanting to. Bill washes the dishes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that would get all kinds of views. Twitch would just be like, "What the hell is this? This is so dumb. We're just gonna shut you down." Thank you very much, Chris. I appreciate that. Yeah, exclusively flight sim Yamaha. Yeah. So what I was saying earlier, for those of you that are joining for the first time, I am a private pilot out of John Wayne Airport in Orange County, and working on my instrument rating. So a lot of the streams that I do are based on real-world flights, preparation for or debriefing from real-world flights, and then I replicate them in the simulator on Pilot Edge, typically, as a way to help supplement my training. and it has been extremely valuable in my my training and learning aviation to do it that way. So I like to, and streaming gives me the motivation to stay up on it and just keep a schedule and do it. So if you're interested in aviation and want to learn more, join the Discord, follow, and I think you'll have a good time. So thank you to everybody that has joined the Discord as well. Bryce, thank you, and I think Boomer37 joined during the stream. But yeah, thank you guys. Out of curiosity, have you flown Arizona either IRL in the sim? Yeah, I have flown definitely in the sim, and we'll be going to Arizona hopefully in a couple of weeks to Grand Canyon West. That might be our first, or not our first, but that might be our next big flight, which will be pretty cool. I'm excited for that one. That orange almost splashed and bit me. I fly a PA-28A Archer, Piper Archer, Cessna 172S S model. It's a 2003 with a Garmin GNX 375 and GI 275. And then on occasion, as a special treat, a Bonanza A36 with two GI 275s and a 430. Blocks away from Chandler. Very cool. Yeah, we've got a lot of Arizona people in the Discord. Xavier, thank you very much for following. Welcome aboard. Maybe that got him. Maybe Xavier's like, you know what? I want to learn aviation. I will stick around. Wow. That was like a double door echo. Hello. Dukes are gorgeous, but extremely expensive. But yeah, those are very cool. So driving up to Lake Como, there's a very big tunnel. You might even be able to see the entrance of the tunnel. Will we? Maybe? No, I don't think so. And then you basically pop out in this little town of Lecco, and then it just you're in Lake Como, and it's like being in a fairy tale. It's unbelievably gorgeous. I'm hoping that the scenery, the actual geographic scenery, looks somewhat impressive in this. The town is not very accurate, unfortunately, but it's outrageously pretty. Outrageously pretty. Dave, thank you so much for the host. Welcome, everybody. Dave Rendon is unbelievable guy. Huge
Super
passion.
awesome.
Yeah, Dave's awesome. Huge passion for aviation. Super supportive of the community. Really great dude. So if you want some general aviation streams, definitely follow Dave. He's a cool dude. One of the politest gentlemen on the planet. Might be able to see where the tunnel comes out. Thank you, Dave. Yep. Yeah, this is really awesome. Oh yeah, your CPL at El Monte. That's awesome. Right on, dude. Are you in Taiwan now, or are you still in the U.S.? Yeah, you can see the steep parts of the mountains start to kind of pull the ortho tile a little bit. It's not a great representation compared to how beautiful it is. Let me see if the tunnel... I don't see it exactly. But going through Lecco here, it's a little town, and these lake towns are different from the medieval towns because there's not really any medieval wall. You have these mountains which acted as a natural wall, and they just had a much different vibe. Very slow, not very touristy, and it's awesome. What PC you got? Yeah, Chris, I've got a Ryzen 9 3900X CPU, 64 gigabytes of RAM. That was by accident at 3200 megahertz or gigahertz, or whatever they run at. And then a 1066 gig, which will be getting an upgrade soon, and what was the other thing that was kind of important? CPU, RAM, GPU. Yeah, that's like the guts. Yeah, it's just a little bit. It's a little bit off. It's a little bit off. Let's see. Oh, I'm in Taiwan now. I just found your video about El Monte. Oh, awesome, dude. That's cool. Well, I'm glad you joined. Were able to join live. I love it when people join live. Let's see. So this is okay. If anyone's into motorcycles, SSD. Yeah, I got an SSD M.2, not an NVMe, but just like a regular one. Yeah, the Palomar one is excellent as well. So Mandela di Lario, why did I say it like that? Lario, is right here, and this is home of Moto Guzzi motorcycles. And we happen to have our wedding the exact same week as World Motorcycle Week in Lake Como. So there were Ducatis and Moto Guzzis everywhere, which was super cool. Just, oh my god, I'm like getting chills just thinking about how freaking cool this was. The roads coming up here. We rented a car. I needed to rent a car because I just fantasized about driving in Italy for so long. It did not disappoint, by the way. Italy is very much God's racetrack, and it did not disappoint. So directly over our nose on the left, that little peninsula sticking out there, that is the real life Bellagio. It's usually the preceding vowel, the preceding I after a consonant, either G or C, is not pronounced. So even though you'd probably say Bellagio, it's actually pronounced Bellagio. Not that really matters at all. Same with Menaggio, which is on the other side. But yeah, this is kind of, not kind of, this is the heart of Lake Como. And it is right where we got married. Verona, which is the town that we actually got married in, is that one that's sticking out right there. The main part of the town is on the other side, and it's not depicted well in this sim. It's a low-res tile, so it doesn't really do the, like, those are the exact buildings thing. But at least it gives you an idea of what the surrounding area looks like, and it is just magnitudes more beautiful than this. I knew Bellagio the resort had to be named after something. Yeah. So that is the real Bellagio, and it's awesome. It's not as like swanky as the hotel would lead you to believe, but it's pretty high end. More probably as a result of the hotel, I would say.
How you doing in there, Bill?
I'm doing great. How are you doing out there, Julia?
good.
Do we have some fish ready to go?
Almost.
Hey, bird. Whoa, buddy.
Xavier, thank you very much for the subscription. That is awesome, man. The very rare, much appreciated, and amazing follow, subscribe, one day back-to-back combo. The 1-2 punch. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. This is just unbelievably gorgeous. Oh my god. Yeah, so this is Verona. So this is the town where we got married. And I'm not going to get too close to it because it's just kind of like autogen stuff. Yeah, we did go boating too, actually, and it was freaking crazy. We went down by George Clooney's house and Villa di Balbianello, which is where Anakin professed his disdain for sand. So we saw where that happened. I don't like sand. It's all coarse and gets everywhere. So that's downtown Verona. That's where we got married. There would be a church just right there in the middle of all that, where it would have went down, and it's just not. It's not there. A little bit further down here is kind of like more of the downtown area where there's some grocery stores, some restaurants, and just like little shops. And then we actually stayed a little bit further up. It's still considered, via Villa di Balbianello. This is still Verona, I believe. Maybe not, Bolano? Yeah, I guess it is a different town technically, but I actually didn't know that it was called Bolano. And we stayed in one of these hotels right here. You can't tell really, but there's one of these is a hotel, and that's where we stayed. And you had to go up this freaking crazy windy road to get up there, and it was awesome. It was so cool. So on the actual day of the wedding, like the morning of, Julia went, was with her parents, and I was with mine, and it was the first time in a really long time that I had just been with my parents, just the three of us, without Julia and without my sister, my younger sister, who was a bridesmaid, and with Julia. And we hopped in the car. They had a little Renault Picasso, with my parents' rental car, and we drove up. We just randomly went up this hill and found this ancient little village, kind of like that. Like it looked similar to that, where just like this little town up on the top of the hill, with a 700-year-old church up top, and we just like had gelato and walked around and looked at tombstones that had crazy tiny numbers on them, and it was just like it was crazy. It was like being in a Disneyland park, Fantasyland or something. Well, Xavier, thank you, man. Yeah, I appreciate that. I love it when people come in from YouTube and find the stream and the live interaction is I like a lot. So I appreciate the support and all that stuff. Yeah, this is so cool. It's really hard to find anything with centuries worth of provenance in the U.S. Yeah, and my mom really likes cemeteries, oddly enough. So when we'd ever go on vacation someplace, like we go to Boston or New York or wherever, she would always want to go find a cemetery to go look at, and usually it was like a famous cemetery, with some famous people. Like, hey, there's Julia, what's the hell is his name? That had the key on the kite.
Edison?
No, that's the guy who invented the light bulb. Why can't I think of his name? He was like super proud of himself. Ben Franklin, thank you. Yeah, Ben, like we went to this cemetery with Ben Franklin's parents buried at it. Oh, and there's Maria. There's Maria now. So we went to Ben Franklin's parents' burial site, and Maria thought that was, super cool part of the trip. So when we were in Italy, we of course found the cemetery and looked at all the names, and it was, Giorgio Ragazza died in 1582, and it was just like really crazy. Oh yeah, there's Bellagio. Super pretty. You can see like how those buildings are kind of tiered down. There was really steep staircases in between those buildings that looked awesome, and it was like super picturesque to walk up those staircases in between the buildings. It was a really iconic shot. So this is where we went boating, and this on this little point right here is Villa di Balbianello, and that's where again Anakin professed his disdain for sand, which it was a scene that didn't bother me as much because I too do not like sand. I don't like sand. I was working on this random bridge in Kyoto in November, and there was a plaque commemorating this duel that happened in 11-something. Good lord. Anime Birder, if you have Discord, and I would love for you to join the Discord. Julia and I are on a very weird, not that weird, but kind of weird, like Japanese culture binge right now, which has been super fun. Yeah, there's Balbianello right there, which it doesn't, like, this is not the custom, photo geometry data here. It's very low res, so we're not getting the true buildings here. This is all auto-gened here. But the geography at least is recognizable as Lake Como. I even remember, Maria, do you remember that island right there? I think we went on the west side going down, and then on the other side coming back. And then George Clooney's house is in I believe this next little pocket of buildings right there, or little town. What is the name of that little town? Argenio, I think. Am I thinking of the other? Yeah, the Casino Royale. I thought it was both. I thought they were both filmed at the same one. Am I going to be able to climb out of this? So this is, we're coming down to the actual Città di Como, the city of Como. But the way that this whole region was built around these crazy cliffs was spectacular to see. All like the tunnels cut into the side, which you can see the autogen stuff is doing its hardest to replicate that somehow. This is zoomed out, it looks pretty good, but zoomed in, it's really starting to fall down a little bit. It's just an amazing place because there's not really much you can do here. So it ends up being a place that wealthy people from Milan or from Torino would escape to. So it's a lot of summer houses, it's a lot of villas and getaway places for wealthy people, which makes sense because there's no commerce to support any of this except for just wealthy people coming here. So, John Fly, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome everybody, all 37 in a row. If anybody knows what that is from, gets a gold star. But welcome, guys. This is the resurrection of Sim to Table. Big G. We got Julia on kitchen cam right now. Julia, for John Fly's viewers just coming in, it's our 9th anniversary. This is Sim to Table, and we've got Julia's kitchen cam going. The Flying Scotsman, happy Tuesday. Tell us what you're making in there. In a row?
I'm making cod. So cod fillets in a white wine, olive oil, garlic sauce with cannellini beans, cherry tomatoes, and parsley. And then some little bread, like baguette toast from the Italian market, and a little lemon wedge, and yeah.
That's awesome. New Mark,
Yeah.
thank you very much for joining. So what the I'm crashing the anniversary. The reason, well, I guess not the reason, but the purpose behind this stream, it's something that we had done before, all the way back in the X-Plane days 3 weeks ago. We hadn't done this in like over a year. Okay, hang on. There we go. Okay, Julia needed to be muted there for a minute. So we would fly to someplace exotic and in the simulator, and then make a meal based off of that location and have that for dinner. So we thought, as a way to resurrect that idea, we would do, since today is our anniversary, we would make it Italy. We're in northern Italy. We just flew to the town that Julia and I got married at, which is Verona on Lake Como. So we flew from Venezia to Lake Como, and Julia is making, nothing says young love like a date in a 152. No doubt. My parents had a 140. They went on many dates in that little thing. So that's kind of the concept, and with the global scenery fidelity that 2020 has, Flight Sim 2020, we have a feeling that if this is well received, we might do this more and it's like really open it up. Because before I'd have to plan ahead, download an ortho. Now we can just load up wherever and we're good to go. Anime Birder, thank you very much for joining. That was great having you here. I'm glad you found it. And for the rest of you that are just joining, I am Bill. I'm a private pilot out of John Wayne Airport in Orange County, California, working on my instrument and using flight simulators and Pilot Edge specifically to help with help supplement the training. So if you're interested in general aviation and maybe some periodical departures from typical SoCal Pilot Edge flying, would love for you to join and come back and check it out again. I do have a Discord that has been on fire lately. It's been super fun. We've added like 300 people in the last 3 or 4 weeks. It's exploded. So tons of aviation resources, CFIs, CFIIs, MEIs, ATP, all kinds of real world pilots of every level. It's crazy. Yeah, dude, I gotta go back to Papua. That place is so much fun. Yeah, better visuals, better camera work. Oh, thanks. Oh, like in general, shoes. Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, the visuals definitely make a huge difference. Chris, thank you for stopping in. I really appreciate that. I'll definitely let Julia know. Julia, are you still able to hear me? But you're just on mute. Kick your right heel out if you can hear me. You might. Yep, there you go. All right, so Julia can still hear. She's just at the sink and checking the fish. We're gonna go check out downtown Milano and then land at the big airport in Milan, which I can't remember the name of. It's like something with an M. Malpenese. That's right. But I want to see if we can spot the Duomo, which is the big tourist attraction in Milan, I guess. Well, I don't know if it's really a tourist attraction, but I feel like you can tell the real pilots on here because you guys don't seem at all bothered by the length of the flights. I get so impatient. Well, you know what? I would say that it depends on the individual because a lot of real-world pilots will get impatient with the duration of a flight. Partially because you are removing all the sensations that make a longer duration flight enjoyable to a real-world pilot, and you're just removing that from the equation. We're actually kind of further away than I thought from downtown Milan. Let's see. Nah, we're fine. So yeah, it's all the sensations and the stakes that are present for a real-world flight are removed in the flight sim. So I wouldn't say that. And if you've noticed something different on certain streams, there's probably something to that. But I also think I know a lot of real-world pilots that sim that don't like doing the long haul stuff. But I think there's also a difference between real-world pilots that stream and real-world pilots that sim and don't stream. And I'm probably thinking more of the ones that do not stream, that get impatient. Yeah, this is a really beautiful place to fly. I have a friend that lives outside of Rome that is a pilot. I think he's actually even instrument rated. Oh yeah, absolutely, John. I'm excited to hang out, man. I hope that everything. Well, it will. I was gonna say I hope everything works out, but whatever works out will be great. Something will work out. You're not gonna. I won't allow you to be that close to me and for us to not hang out. So, I'll get you to the Casa di Forelli, and we'll figure out what to do from there. But yeah, whatever we end up doing, man, will be fun if we keep it local and just have dinner and some drinks and hang out and hangar fly, or we can hopefully get some time in the airplane. I need to find why to bring you, John. You are as fine as wine. All we need is John fly. That's gonna be fun, man. I'm really excited for that. So northern Italy, like we've talked about from our trip over from Venezia, is very industrial, and it's very recognizable as much as it can be to a typical U.S. kind of large Midwest city. I would say it's probably comparable to like Chicago's probably too big, but I don't have a good one. It's it seems like it's more of a Midwest city just because nothing around, it's just kind of farmland around it. It's not as dense as the coasts are, but it is recognizable in that you've got suburbs, you've got a city center, you've got an industrial district. It's really a modern city with some guts of a medieval city. So I take relatively short flights on here, and I just wanted to get to whatever spot I want to fly over, check it out, so I start fooling around and looking all around. I flew IRL pilots. Oh, the few IRL pilots I follow and watch on here seem very content to just relax and cruise to their spot. Hot models, yeah, there are a lot of hot chicks in Milan, that's for sure. Oh, you know what? I won't even say hot chicks because that almost doesn't explain it. There are a lot of very fashionable people in Milan. Every place in the world has their share of attractive people, but there are very few places on earth, at least that I've been, where you'll find people more fashionable. It's just like a different level. It's crazy. And for no reason too, which I love. And that's part of what I love about Italian culture, is that they do things for the love or sake of doing it, not because there's a practical reason or because they have to. Hot ladies, leave it alone. Well, there are, but it's different. Even if they're not hot, they are presented in a way that is attractive because it's just like everything is perfect. They got the glasses, they got the perfect hair, they've got the bag, the jacket. I mean, it's just like everything they've got. They're impeccably groomed, so it's just the full fashionable, like classy look. When I was in Milan, I wore shorts, unmatched shirt, a fanny pack, and a camera hanging around my neck. Socks were high also. Well done, John. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. All right, are we coming into high res?
Pull up.
No.
Pull up.
It's low res, but it just looks pretty good. Neil, Nemesis Neil, thank you very much for following. Welcome aboard. We are coming into some high res city center. Echo Alpha, Tango Romeo, thank you very much for joining. Happy Tuesday. Happy Sim to Table Day. The resurrection of, or I should say, back by popular demand. I think I told Julia that a few times. Like, hey, people are like asking when we're going to do Sim to Table. And Julia, what was the face you made when you heard me say that people were asking that? What face did you make? Julia can hear us, we can't hear her. But Julia is just working on some fish. Guazzetto. Guazzetto means splashing around. So there seems to be some specific border of Milan here that is being rendered in, which is kind of interesting. I don't know if I've seen that in just the city center.
Whoa, buddy.
Jeez, Dave. Dave, thank you so much for 5 gifted subs. That is so nice, Dave. Get wrecked, fool. Mattio. Not Jason, maybe. Is that not Jason? Maybe. I don't know where the inflection is on that. Not Jason. Not Jason May. B. Svero and Precision V. Dave, thank you. 52 gifted subs to the channel. Dave, thank you so much for the support, for the love, and for, again, being one of the most polite gentlemen on the planet. Thank you. We're all good? Okay.
Hey, bird. Whoa, buddy.
That sound effect is also the sound of my CFI and dearly beloved friend Brad almost hitting a bird departing John Wayne.
Pull up. Pull up.
Typical Re, thank you very much for following. Welcome aboard. Yeah, Dave, thank you. That is awesome. Just awesome. All right, let's see if we can spot the Duomo. Is that going to be modeled in here? If you can't tell, we have Julia audio back here. Well, thank you, Typical. I'm happy with anybody that watches, but it has been it's been growing, which has been awesome because I believe that flight simulation really should have a bigger following. So if we can capitalize on some people that are coming in from Microsoft Flight Simulator and show them how fun this can be, to take seriously, to have fun, and to stick with it, I think it's going to do aviation in general a huge service. So moving forward, obviously the short term for those of us making content revolving around this at the moment, but the industry in general too. So yeah, you can see that Milan is a very interesting mixture of new architecture, old architecture, big busy streets, big buildings, elaborate stadiums, and whatever this blob thing is, which was clearly under construction when this was taken. It's a very modern city with a lot of history, which doesn't necessarily describe every Italian, the larger Italian cities. Torino is a very industrial city as well, like this, but the further south you get, the less you're into industrial, and more you're into agricultural and largely more unchanged. Bill, I did the VATSIM event in X-Plane 11. Awesome. Had to change to Microsoft after the stream due to popular demand. Nice. Did you download Milan to your computer before flying over? Yeah, so it is piped in. I did not download this before. This is doing this all dynamically, and you can pre-cache it if you have internet connectivity issues. If you frequent an area, you can pre-download this so it's not pulling it off or from online. But I did not do that. Oh, there's the Duomo. Holy frick.
Bill, did you die?
Julia, you gotta look at this. This is...
Are you... Do I need to pull you off the floor, or...?
Wow. Oh, we have Julia Cam Echo. Echo. Yeah, it looks really... it is the real thing. That's it looks like the real thing because it is in fact the real thing. Where is that? Is it under the... Oh, there it is. Okay. we didn't really explore Milan, so we didn't go really to too many places around Milan, which I am perfectly happy with. Yeah, this is the Bing 3D stuff. Yeah, this is not the auto gen. And there is a line, like there is parts where it stops all of a sudden. Look at that. Isn't that freaking insane? And then there's that little piazza that's just to the northwest of the Duomo there, which is a little shopping center. And there's like a little luck charm where you put your heel on it and spin around. Remember that?
Watch that video.
Did you? Our video?
Yeah. I was like, what is this?
Kind of want to do like a low flyby. Galleria, thank you. It is, okay. Alright, we're gonna do a low flyby and see how crappy this looks when we get close, and then land. So Julia, do you wanna relocate the kitchen cam? Yeah. Oh damn, dude, that actually looks pretty good. Wow. Yeah, down close, that looked really good. Oh my god, that looks crazy. I like the kitchen is in your airplane, absolutely. Wow, that looks really cool. I'm the kind of guy who would fly over a prohibited area mainly, for the exotic experience. Yep. Yeah. Well, I mean, this is the sim to do that in. You know, you don't want to miss some of this scenery just because you're in airspace that prohibits you from getting too low. Screw that. I'm gonna go check out the Duomo. All right, now we're gonna head to the airport. Let's see, where is it? So let's head northwest. Wow, that was pretty remarkable that it looked that cool. Yeah, I like that a lot. Alright, now we're going to head northwest and head out to... See if I can get the airport on 4-flight here. Yep, there it is. Okay, we're going to go direct to that. We're going to land on 17 right, probably. Let's see, weather reporting... 350 at 5, so we're gonna land 35 right. I take that back. Yeah, the new Fiat 500 is awesome. It's a shame that it's not a U.S. car anymore, because that thing is cool. Speaking of prohibited areas, don't want to admit to my weirdness, but anyone familiar with the guy who called Art Bell? Supposedly he flied over Area 51. I'm not sure. I'm actually pretty excited for that. The new Maserati MC20. It looked pretty good. And I cannot wait for a 2-door Alpha. I need a GTV version of the Giulia. Yeah, the 500 Abarth was awesome. I had a blast driving that car. That's a Pirelli Tower? Clean Stir, thank you for dropping some very thorough Italy knowledge on this. Grazie mille. Dave, thank you very much, man. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, get to bed, dude. Thank you for the gifted subs. Thank you for the host, and get some sleep, man. Oh, damn, look at that. Oh my god, what the hell is this simulator? That just freaking looks real. This little horse racing track there. God, that is too awesome. And the Alps out there with the snow on them. God, this just looks so pretty. This looks so pretty. No, this is freeware. Yeah, that's just what the simulator looks like, Flying Scotsman. It's crazy. Yo hablo español porque yo aprende español en Las Bahamas, pero mi vocabulario es muy limitado. Sorry if my conjunction was bad. I have no idea. My Espanol is very bad. Il mio italiano è molto male. Io posso parlare e so, ma io capisco más o meno zero. Niente. Io capisco niente. Malpensa Tower. We're coming in. All right, 3-5 right is going to be our runway assignment here. I was trying to say I speak Spanish because I learned it in the Bahamas, but my vocabulary is very limited. I did catch most of that. Yo hablo español porque I didn't know aprende español in Las Bahamas, but my vocabulary is very limited. It's very similar to Italian. God. As soon as you zoom in, it starts to look kind of crummy, but that looks amazing. Okay, I'm going to turn on Julia's audio here. All right, Julia. How's it going over there, bud?
Good.
We are
Ready.
near miles away from landing in Milan. Malpensa, the airport that we landed at. And then we'll get to the table portion of Sim to Table.
Sweet. Sounds good.
Table portion is one of my favorite parts.
Yeah, looks good.
What do you think about that, Julia?
I think that's great.
How has been dealing with me for 9 years felt? Oh. Right now? Okay. You are muted, my dear. Cara mia. Cara mia. Al matinee der giovadi bailo e liscio ar garden blu Ricky premie cotio. That's a toll entrance and exit of the autostrada. Fasciadoro per amis. So is the Alpi Odorio in distance there? Yeah. I believe so, yeah. I mean, those are the Alpines. Fasciadoro per amis. Prego, vuoi ballare con me? Grazie, ma per il fondino. I don't see the airport yet. Start turning, probably because it's too far away. I just took like a major right base here for runway 35 right. We're way further out than I thought I was on this chart. It was very deceiving. We are cleared direct numbers for 35 right. Roger that. This community is quite friendly, surprisingly, because I would have assumed that this hype would have attracted nuisances. Well, typical. I have to say that the flight sim community is rooted in aviation, which has a very welcoming feeling to it, because it's really difficult to do all this stuff, and we've all been through it at some point, and we just want people to join us. We want it to grow. So it's very self-serving for us to be nice, and not that we're not nice in general, but I'm just saying, like, it's also self-serving for us to be very welcoming because we want it to grow. And it's what makes aviation so much fun. Yeah, I mean, you just go to the airport. Go to the airport and talk to somebody. Like, I come from the automotive industry and very high-end automotive industry. You can have a guy in a $90,000 BMW who is a total pompous jackass, and then you can have a guy that's flying in a $850,000 Cirrus who is super nice and, you know, offers to, you know, for you to go fly with them to lunch sometime. No one's doing that in a car, and it's usually at a much higher cost. And it's just because you got to go through so much stuff to become a pilot. So much studying, training. It's very serious. So it just kind of weeds out people that are in it just for the flash of it, you know, for whatever that's worth, and gets people that are just serious about promoting it. So, Brick Andover, what's up, man? Okay, there is... we're going to actually switch to the left side, because that looks like the side of the terminals. So we're going to be clear to land 35 left. Let's get... we're going to get Julia back on here so I can help her with a few things. Julia.
Yes.
Your audio is coming in pretty good right now. I'm debating whether or not we go microphone. We'll test it out. So I think we'll keep this as is. What side of your headset is the microphone on?
No idea.
Well, scratch your left ear.
This is my right.
Okay, so it's on your right ear. So you sit to my left.
Okay.
All right.
Yep. Are you...
We are on
ready
final
for
for 3-5 left.
So you're ready to plate or not yet?
Ready to plate. We're going to time this perfectly, I think. Grandfather was a pilot, and his passion skipped a generation. Despite him being a bad grandparent, he was a nice person and a wonderful pilot. it's amazing how just knowing somebody who was a pilot or having it in your family, or it's almost like a gene. Julia's uncle, who she never met, died in a plane accident as a CFII, and it was, you know, a huge black cloud over the entire family for her whole life. But despite that, there was still this weird love with the whole family for aviation, even though that's what killed her uncle. You know, her dad and grandma still have trouble with it, but since we've been flying, like, they've been super happy that we found it, and it's helped them remember, you know, their brother or son, and you know, so it's all it takes is just even like an ancillary connection to it for it to really take hold and feel like it's something that you can achieve or do. Yeah, and same thing with military families, yeah. But I think, you know, aviation, you know, more so than military is a less of a, I don't want to say less of a commitment, but it is less of a commitment. I mean, aviation does take a commitment, but, you know, being in the military is even more of a lifestyle change than or commitment. Right on the center line, baby. Hell yeah. That is a great end to an amazing flight, and we still have plenty of fuel on board. Okay, Malpensa Tower. Cessna 204 Lima Echo cleared. 3-5 left at whatever you have this mislabeled at. That landing felt nice. I will be very happy once we get replays in this. Center line is just for professionals. We don't need no center line. Explore 2019. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the lovely comment. I appreciate that, man. Welcome aboard. I hope you've had fun for however long you've been hanging out. We're gonna go make friends with this Cessna out here. He looks sad. He looks sad. And then I'm gonna try to get this set up here. So let's do chat. Oh, that is a liveryless 172, and that is very sad. Oh, with the mountain, with the freaking Alps in the back. Are you kidding me? That is awesome. All right, let's get this thing shut down here and go check out the amazing. We didn't have any lights or anything on. We just went for it.
Hey, bird. Whoa, buddy.
Pizza, Platypus, thank you very much for the sub. That is really awesome of you. Thank you for the support. Welcome. All right, so I'm going to take my wine glass, and I am going to get us a nice, pretty little shot of our plane with the Alps in the background. Something like that. Okay, and let's also get the weather here, because I want it to be a little bit on the golden hour-y side. That looks right about there. That looks nice. Okay, let's go see what Julia has prepared for us. Are you ready, Julia? This is the...
I think so. I don't know if you can see my head.
I can't see anything yet, but this is the full sim to table experience, so check this out. I will be
Yeah,
right
well,
back.
hang on. I think it worked.
Okay. Holy crap.
Well, you get the leftovers. Asparagus.
Dang. Okay, so you guys, let me know if you can hear me in the chat. I gotta take a picture of this. Holy crap. I never take picture of my food, but that's pretty awesome. Loud and clear. How about that?
This is like an amazing feat, I feel like, compared to our
It's a very amazing
last
feat.
ones.
We, the first few times that we did this was so bad that I never even uploaded them to YouTube. We finally did one that seemed to work, and that's the only one that's up on YouTube if you look for it. And yeah, this is Bill side cam. Like, God, look at this, you guys. Yeah, there's a little bit of a delay from the stream, so I don't know how that's going
I
to
don't know
look.
if I can see.
But it is very northern Italian looking. And one thing that we were talking about when we were flying over like Brescia and those areas is how dramatic the culture is. And the food, there's a lot of white wine sauces and there's a lot of fish, like white fish, beans. There's a lot of vegetables as well, but it's not the like red sauce, tomato sauce, olives, cured meats. Again, like the southern Italy was all poor, so they have a lot of cured meats. The northern Italians have a lot of lamb and fish and stuff like that, and it makes for a very different looking and feeling cuisine. Jacob, thank you very much. That is a nice plate of food. I agree. Yeah, good thing they're. Oh yeah, good thing. Well, that pizza, platypus. That's the whole point of Sim to Table, is that we fly someplace and make and eat food from that area.
We already had the asparagus.
Yeah, but that little asparagus piece is good. Okay. Again, what is this that we're looking at?
It's cannellini beans, cherry tomatoes, chopped Italian parsley, cod fillets, which were not fresh. They're frozen from Trader Joe's, and this is like the steal of the century. You can get a whole pack of these. Well, if you like cod. If you don't like cod, obviously don't buy it. But you can get like this whole like freezer packed like package of cod pieces or fillets. So I almost always have one of those in the freezer. So I just pulled that out, thawed it out, and then cooked it. The sauce is just chopped garlic, a cup of white wine, and olive oil. And then you basically just like let it simmer.
You only took like 20-30 minutes to do that?
Yeah, super easy.
Chili, what's up, man? Thank you very much. If anyone's following, I may not have notifications on here, so I apologize if I miss anybody following. Explorer, grazia. Let's see, who else am I miss? Yeah, Explorer, thank you. Chili, what is up, dude? What is up? It's actually kind of spicy.
Oh yeah, there's
Red pepper flakes, I bet, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be chili flakes, but for chili like I probably could have put that.
There you go. The chili powder.
The
Chili willy powder.
some whatever that one is that we got at the my bad. At the Japanese market. You know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The little like paste.
All right, we had a obvious built-in reason to do Italy. So the most important feedback that I want is from Julia. Did you enjoy doing this again?
Yeah. Well, it worked way better.
It actually worked.
I feel like
which makes it so much better.
And it took. I mean, this has been like a 3-hour stream, but it's like way. It worked.
Yeah. Yeah, chili. It is like red pepper flakes like you get at a pizza place, and you just we put that on everything now, and it's
so
just
good.
enough flavor, and not really that spicy. Mitsuya,
The
stuff that we got at the Japanese market.
I feel like it's like some ball. Let me see. Let me just tell you. Probably.
Yeah, dessert. Absolutely, man.
Yeah, some ball. Some ball.
Some ball.
This. Chili paste. Well, we put that in a lot of stuff too. It's delicious. But this is not Italian. Obviously.
Some prosecco. Some chili flakes. Some chili. Chili willy. And it's really
It's light.
light.
Yeah. It's light. And there's no like cheese or dairy or grain or any. I mean the beans are filling.
Yeah, we've got prosecco. But what we talked about at the beginning of this as well, which is one of the reasons why Julia is in the kitchen, is that she just became a personal trainer and is very interested in not just like making muscle bound people, but but healthy. Hang on. It was a chili flake. So she just became a personal trainer on Friday and is very health conscious, so is always looking for something that's tasty, easy, but healthy and light. So this is a perfect, and this fits all three of them. It was easy to make. It was quick and tastes really good.
Yeah.
And is light.
Well, also, I understand, like, not having time, because when I'm not furloughed, I have a very, very time-demanding job. So, like, having the, you know, freeze-dried fish or, like, I don't chop my own garlic, ever. It's a freaking waste of time. Unless you're a chef and you really like to do that, but I hate chopping things. So like having pre-chopped or easy frozen things that all you need to do is thaw them out, or it just makes a huge difference. And even like the asparagus tonight is not healthy. Like I don't think any registered dietitian would tell you to like load up your asparagus with cheese.
So much cheese.
But I always think, and I feel like in my own personal life and how we eat in general, if you're making it at home, it's infinitely healthier than if you were ordering it at a restaurant. So that's my 2 cents. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, they're not cooking it with butter or
No, like I
Crisco or
made
heavy
it.
cream. It's just all olive
Most
oil and
most restaurants, I mean, unless you're like in like Manhattan or LA or Hollywood where it's like trendy, most restaurants
I love
cook
olive oil too. Oh my god, I love olive oil.
cook everything with butter. Like there's butter and everything, there's cream and stuff. Like you wouldn't even realize there's cream and shit unless you asked. Honestly, like so many, even like Brussels sprouts, were like a huge thing a few years ago. And most places like deep fry the Brussels sprouts before they like saute them. So here's your insider information into
from a
food and
professional
beverage.
kitchen. I will be a shill for Julia. If you guys are kind of into menus like this, food, getting a little bit healthier, Julia just became a personal trainer. And if you type in the chat !Julia, that is the direct line right to her expertise.
Well, I'm gonna put a disclaimer on it because I am not a registered dietitian. I am not a doctor. I don't have a degree, so I can give advice and I can give you some like
As a personal trainer.
tidbits,
Yeah.
but like if you have serious conditions or you have very serious goals, I'm happy to direct you to an actual professional. But I do like to cook and eat healthy, and I've always liked to be healthy. So
yeah, and if this seems like a very weird thing, like, okay, sim to table, how did we get from flight simulation to eating an Italian meal? This would be my advice. If you have a significant other, try to find some creative way to join what they're interested in into what you're interested in, and do it together. Like we just did a stream, a flight sim stream together, and you did what you wanted to do. I did what I wanted to do. We did it together, and I had fun.
Yeah, it makes a difference when you support each other.
Mike's Hot Honey. I'll check it out, Chili.
What is it?
That was the link that he sent. Oh, can you really hear it?
What?
Thank you for the echo.
No. Hello.
Thank you for that, because we haven't done this in a while. I hadn't had this thing set up for a long, long time to be able to do this. So thank you for that. And any feedback is greatly appreciated, either now or in the Discord would be great as well, which is another great community to hang out in. This is so good. Happy anniversary, buddy.
Knock over my.
Happy anniversary.
You do look very Italian.
Very slick back today. Super crazy.
You just need some loafers or something.
Mm-hmm. Thank you guys so much for watching the resurrection of Sim to Table. I'm so happy that we didn't have any hugely glaring technical issues besides some echoey mics. Hope you guys enjoyed Julia's expertise. Hope you enjoyed some a tour over northern Italy, and kind of get to see where we got married, which is always cool to look at that area. So yeah, if you like this, let us know. If you have like a recommendation on either a type of food, a dish to make, and therefore a location to fly to, let us know. We'll probably maybe do Japan next.
It's echoing because you're picking up on this and that.
No, it was from the microphone on the computer.
It's
Was
still
echoing. Yeah, for you it is. Because you're talking to me on Discord. Yeah. So yeah, if you guys have any suggestions, I think we'll probably do Japan next. But
Bill's obsessed.
yeah. But we'll see if there's some other location that was like too good to pass up, or a food that's too cool to try. Be happy to take those suggestions in the Discord. I love Japanese food as well, which would be really fun to do. So if you guys aren't in the Discord, we're very close to 1,000 Discord members. We might get there by the weekend. So there is the link. And I am going to finish the rest of my... What is this thing called again?
Fish,
Whatever. Finish my fish with Julia.
Guazzetto, or whatever you said.
Are we checking out a Wonder tomorrow?
No.
Okay, we might not check out a Wonder tomorrow. Yeah, this was awesome. Thank you guys. Have a great night, and we'll see you on Thursday for sure. See ya!